I thought we got a little flustered because the shots weren't going in, and we got away from the movement and the spacing and the flow that we need. We competed in the second half. We got back in it, and again, some lack of poise, some critical turnovers that sort of stopped our momentum. And it's a learning process for us. We're a very young team, and you know, this is a kind of our moment of truth. You know, you have to learn in the postseason. You know, everything that we talk about as a staff in the regular season, all the details. In the regular season, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't register because you're winning games and, you know, teams don't make you pay. But all those little mistakes, especially against a veteran team like Memphis, you're going to pay if you make them, and we've got to clean those up.
You made some changes. Obviously, you did switch Stephon to Gorley off of Conley. Did you like that one? And some of the other moves you made, did you like some of the mixed up things you did later? Not mixed up things. Some of the things that you did mix up.
I'm sorry. We lost. I you know, obviously, whatever mixed up things I did didn't help. So no, you know, Clay did a good job on Conley. I thought that was, you know, that was fine. You know, we didn't do a whole lot different. I mean, we doubled a little bit more in the second half than we did in the first. But you know, you are who you are at this point, and we're gonna do what we do, but we've got to do it better. And as I said, we've got a lot to look at on the tape tomorrow, and a lot to learn from.
Steve, you said that you have to clean up the mistakes you've been making.
Yeah.
You're right in the middle of it now, and there's not a lot of games left. Why are you confident you can do that? Correct these things?
Well, because we have a talented team, a group that really, really cares about winning and playing together and competing, and they're learning. You know, it's part of the process, and you see teams go through this all the time in the playoffs, and it's the only way to figure it out is to go through the pain of losing a game like tonight and the other night, and you know, it starts to build, and you feel the mistakes, you see the mistakes on tape. Okay, I mean, 17 turnovers for 22 points. That was a killer. It's the exact same story as the other night. We'll watch the tape, but if I had to guess, I would say of the 17 turnovers, I would say 7 or 8 were unforced errors where we were out of sorts, where we were in a rush. And it seemed like every one of them led to a layup or a dunk. So I think we're doing fine defensively in this series. You know, they're scoring in the 90s. We should be able to score 100 points. Our team should be able to score 100. But because of our turnovers, because we're in a rush, there's probably 6 or 7 turnovers each in the last 2 games where those are possessions we don't get shots and layups at the other end. And to me, that's the difference in these last 2 games. All right.
Lee Smith, Rick Ryan, Grizz.com. Coach, a lot has been made about the pacing that the two teams like to play at. Your team playing at a faster pace, the Grizzlies playing at a slower pace. How do you kind of impose your will? I mean, you know, learning from what you've learned over these past 2 losses and speeding up the pace of the game, creating more possessions.
Well, I mean, you're not going to get into a track meet with these guys. I think in general, it's easier to slow a game down than it is to speed it up, based on personnel. But you know, these guys are smart. They've been around for a while, and they've got a good point guard who can control things, and they don't turn it over a lot. So it's not really about speeding up the pace and generating extra possessions. It's about the flow within the game, within that pace. There's flow in the half court, just like there is in transition. I thought, as I said, in the first quarter, we did a really good job building some flow. But you turn it over, you give up easy hoops, you fall behind on the road. Well, now it's a question of how you respond. And if you get panicked and you turn it over some more, then you're digging yourself a big hole. But to me, it's more about our offensive flow than it is about the number of possessions.
started doubling on the post a lot. Is that because you can't have Randolph and Gasol getting off? Can you live with one as opposed to two getting whatever they want?
Well, again, I mean, I don't think the defense has been a real issue for us. We doubled a lot more in the second half because we spent a lot of time going small after Bogues picked up his fourth. We got Mo in. Mo did a really good job scoring quickly, but he got hurt. And so now we're faced with a deficit. What's our best bet? We thought our best bet was to go small. Harrison and Draymond competed and battled down there, and with the matchups the way they were, we felt like we had to start doubling more, and so that was why we did that. But as far as one guy going, two guys going, I mean, we don't want either one to get going, but they're good players, so they're gonna do their thing.
Great. Thanks. Thank you.